All right, we're gonna give this another go. I don't have a paper to show you that's like, what's our last one? Because we know what the last sign is going to be. It's our Virgo collective. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for your patience. Obviously, the best is going to be for last. That's my goal always, is to give you the most amount of energy just because you've been patiently waiting your turn to receive the insight that's available under this beautiful Aries full moon. Happy full moon to you, Virgos. I wanted to restructure this video a little different, so I'm re-recording. I didn't really get that far in the last one. I felt the guidance to start with the overall theme and the overall message for you guys first, and then go into the breakdown of the energy with the tarot. So let's look and see what the guidance is and what the Virgo collective, thank you, Spirit, is needing at this time. Could you guess that? Growth. Growth. Let me go ahead and get... This is exciting. I'm so excited. I love this. I love this crystal resonance deck, and I love this ally. Okay. Sorry, Virgo. There we are. Aventurine, the message. Aventurine has entered your cards today to signal to you that a time of growth is at hand. Allow yourself to open to the changes that are coming and celebrate them as evidence that you have moved on to a new level in your life. Virgo. Virgo. Review the lessons that you have just learned from your experiences. Sense the old patterns melting away and take the opportunity to choose which new patterns you now wish to create. Aventurine may be calling you to accept the healing that your growth has supplied to you. It is sometimes difficult to see how much we have grown until we try on an old aspect of our life that no longer fits. If you are still trying to squeeze into relationships, careers, habits, or thoughts that you have outgrown, make a conscious effort to celebrate your own growth by ritually giving away these old creations and welcoming the you that you have become. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying. Like the fairy of growth, the universe is sending you light and love, assisting you in the growth that is necessary before you can experience your full potential. The chakra is your heart, and the affirmation is, I celebrate my growth and release those aspects that no longer serve me. Virgo, I'm about to fucking show out for you on this video because this will be the last Virgo Saint North Node message I just was told by Spirit. I started this channel in March of 2022 with the only goal being that I have got to do some growing. And I named it originally Virgo Saint North Node. And specifically the spirituality-based content that's available here was all about me demonstrating in the most vulnerable, painfully vulnerable way possible what coming back online and connecting with my inner voice and guidance looked like in a real way, not in a religious way, not in a spiritual with a capital S way, but in a real way, in a way that is messy and is difficult and is nothing was off limits and everything was going to be brutally honest. And it's funny because I had just done this reading and I felt like I wasn't correctly connecting with the energy and I didn't realize. And for our Virgo collective, you know how special it has been because I don't actually have any Virgo energy in my astrological chart other than my North Node. And my Virgo North Node is the namesake of this channel, obviously, but it was also a promise to myself that I was going to put my work and my evolution and my soul first. And I was going to work on my internal character first. share that with people. And I knew that with the hypothesis that I had set out for, which is to arrive at a different level of consciousness, I hoped in the end to prove just that. And Spirit literally had me stop just now and pause, so that I could take a minute to look at myself right now and look at the version of myself right now, because I didn't make this channel, unfortunately, to go on forever and ever and be assistance to people. I didn't make this channel to become a YouTuber. I didn't make this channel because YouTube tarot is my real calling. I made this channel because I needed to grow as a person. And it's so ironic that there was no Virgo. For whatever reason, I lost the little Virgo paper that I was going to pick. So I just knew I didn't know which one I was missing, but it was the Virgo piece that was missing when I was drawing every reading. And I didn't realize that this Aries full moon download will be, my final farewell to this iteration of sharing and archiving, because I believe that, much like the Virgo collective, I have arrived at the version of myself that I was seeking, that I was looking to uncover, in starting this in the first place. And it just, I got a little bit emotional there, because I knew that so clearly, Virgo, it is so time. You have been afforded a growth that is astronomical, that if you were to really look back at your life, even an old photo of yourself from any era of your past, you would know and could account for that your life has changed and you have grown in ways that you cannot shrink down. And I always knew that I wanted to create a sustainable system. I always knew that I wanted to create something that could be living and that didn't have to require, me to be in too many places at once. And I also knew that I had qualms with this space, because I didn't feel like I wanted to be isolated here forever. I wanted to not always separate my spirituality from my everyday life. And I knew that when I entered in here, I made a promise to myself that I was going to work my ass off to come to the drawing board here and account and record how I had to get to these understandings in myself. And I ultimately wanted to end at unity, and I wanted to display that for people, for them to know that I am finally in union with myself. But with that comes the shedding of an old form. With that comes the shedding of what I do here. And, there's so much of me that, I've been psychic my whole life, so that will never change. But I haven't always felt the need to come to do anything with that information, or give something to someone outside of myself, or feel like this is really my call. This was really such an uncomfortable experience for me, because it was about activating my North Node, which is in the 5th house. And it's all about taking center stage in order to activate a level of growth. But through this platform, I have surpassed, and I have put myself in the spotlight, in the ring of going after things that I never had the self-love, the belief, the awareness, the confidence, the love, none of it to go for. And the things that I am achieving at this time and that I'm coming into at this time are going to require all of me now, and they want a full unified version of Alexis. And so I am just so grateful that the last and final Virgo Saint series message is a Virgo video. And I want to hold you in so much love, because I know that you are with this new growth. It's not even an ending. It's like there is no ending, because this is obliterated. You've obliterated the version of you that existed in the past. It doesn't even, you have outgrown all of that. And the reward for all of that pain, what we talked about at the Libra full moon, is that you will never go back to what it was. And I trusted this time in my life. Like I said, I've always been psychic, and that will never change. But again, I didn't always feel called to show up again in one type of divination style. I didn't always feel called to join one type of spiritual community ever. And so I knew, when I went through this last, few year cycle, that it felt like a cycle, and that it felt like it was something that I uniquely was going to get to experience one, to come into alignment, to come into my highest octave, but most importantly, to say that I've done it, to say that I did it, and to say that, you know what, I get to hold whatever growth was stored in that experience for myself. And I think that making Virgo Saint North Node was about me investing in myself, because I had really big self-love issues. I had really big issues giving to me first, you know. And this space, I want to thank anyone who's even stumbled across this, because it wasn't made for you. But I am really grateful that you take the time to listen to what's happening here, because I don't even promote myself in the way that most of the YouTube psychics that you probably connect with even do. And I didn't make this because eventually I wanted to make money off of it, or because I thought that I had to make a spiritually based business. Like, I do know where I'm called to be. And I think that incorporating my spirit into my life again, and remembering that proper orientation of life, which is so within, so without, from the divine out and through me to the world, you know. And you know, the lessons that I have learned from this reflection space and coming back here, and the growth that I stayed committed to having, and not stopping until I've reached it. That's what caused 1111, the duration of this channel. But thank you, Virgo, for giving me your namesake, giving me your energy, and showing me that, like, just like a Virgo, just like the 6th house, I had to make a practice that I was going to show up to, and it was going to be about soul maintenance. And that's really all this channel was ever about for me. And, you know, again, there's so many things that I want to go on to do, but this is always going to be so deeply personal and so deeply about Alexis and about the reader and the person you're watching. And it was always so deeply about getting my own answers and just documenting that for myself, because I'm an investigative journalist at heart. But I see some really beautiful new beginnings starting for me now that are going to call me away from this space, and not in a negative way, just in an evolution, like a very death card energy, where it's like, you know, this format may be ending for me because it was always meant to end for me, but it's now time for me to embrace, because this new holistic start that I've given myself that is truly accurate to my whole being, where I'm supposed to bring this version of me to that, and it'll always be at the table now. So thank you, Virgo, for inspiring this channel and for inspiring me to fucking clean it up. Sometimes I think we need our Virgo energy more than anything, because, you know, Virgo sets the standard that we all should be having. And I remember at the bottom of the deck, I thought I saw exactly, there's a new beginning that reflects the growth you've undergone. And it's going to ask you to let go of whatever you were doing to grow so that you can have it. And that can be for light or for dark. It can feel painful. It can feel positive. Wherever you are, Virgos, I'm extending the most love, because this is a big deal for me. I literally, up until recording this video, was fully thinking that I would be doing this forever. And I knew, or that this was some sort of new normal for me, or that I was going to be called to stop my life. And I just, because this takes so much of me, because it takes all of me, and I have to be in a very controlled environment, and I really have to be by myself in order to do this. I know my soul, and I'll never be that alone ever again, you know, moving forward, based on how I've grown and evolved as a soul. So I know that that's why I focus so much of my energy on giving a living word, because I knew this resource was not going to keep going forever. I knew this reality wasn't going to be able to keep going forever, you know. I was homeless when I started this, and in a lot of ways I'm still homeless, you know. And to have had this space, this place where I didn't leave myself, where I just built a love for myself and a trust for myself, and I knew that no matter what, I still deserve, you know, this type of care, like, has changed my life. It has changed my life. And so I'm going to give this reading, because this, I believe, is my final reading on this channel. So I want to thank you for sitting with me and for caring about your journey, because I think a lot of Virgos are saying their final goodbyes right now to a lot of their old life. And if you're anything like me, you really cared about it. And there's nothing, and you need the world to know that you grew and grew and grew from participating and being in this space. And the growth you received was the payout for whatever pain you've endured, whatever happiness and everything in between that you've endured. But Virgo, thank you so much for committing to yourself in this way. Thank you, Spirit. Current energy for Virgo. Virgo, you finally have the confidence now because Spirit is giving this to you. You got what you wanted out of this, a freer version of you. It was always intended for Virgo to know that if you continue to work on yourself and you continue to build yourself up and you continue to care about yourself, that you will be rewarded with the growth of that. And I just think this pentacle is indicative and is allegorical to the size of the growth. Anything that you get outside of yourself at this time is to show you just how much you've chosen to evolve, to make sure that this true version of you, there's no shackles on it. And that's why I came to this space, and I believe that that's why at this time you are either letting go of what you have to let go of, because this is here now for you. You don't have to hold on to your past because you've been incentivized, Virgo. You know exactly where you're going next. Oh my goodness. You are exactly who you knew you would be, Virgo. It doesn't matter for light or for dark how you arrived here. You made sure that you were the one who got yourself to where you wanted to be. You tempered your own waters. You realized that, like, if I have these aspirations or I want to be somewhere, I can't be the one that's not making that happen for me. I can't expect something else to make that happen for me. And so you went forward. But this Ace of Pentacles is going to make you the Queen of Pentacles that you really, truly always wanted to be. Because I had to make this channel out of circumstance, you know? But I have dreams as well that I want that don't have anything to do with just surviving or making sure I'm okay and balanced, you know? And I think that this channel healed me. It healed me, and I get to watch it, and I get to go back and be proud of how far I came in just almost 3 years, you know? I get to be proud of that now. Because I finished this as the Queen of Pentacles, and I always knew that this channel will be done when I reach the goals that I really needed to reach. Oh my God, Virgo. 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 Are you kidding me? The Hierophant? The Hierophant? Oh, man. This is, I mean, this is embracing a new beginning and letting go of your past, because you were always meant to, the version of you that was supposed to exist was this one. The one that's whole, healthy, full, supplied for, abundant, and maintains themselves. That is who Virgo is. That you are the standard. You're the purest of the whole zodiac sign, you know? The zodiac wheel, excuse me. This is crazy. And in your recent past, while this was spinning, you just got in tune with your emotions, and you purified your water, and you sharpened your intuition. But this is how I knew. I did all of this so I could come into my pentacle energy. You know what I mean? I knew that I had to have this emotional healing, and this was the only place that I could think to carve it out, to give myself the space and time. And no, it wasn't easy. But my pentacles were waiting on me to finish this so that I could feel safe, to start again, to trust the world with the trust of a child. Because remember, we started this with the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. So this whole journey that you went through, Virgo, was so that you could walk through the world like a child. Not like somebody who always needed a heads up of what's coming, or needed an astrologer to tell you what was next, or needed a reader to tell you what was next. Don't we all want to get to a certain level of healing where we feel like we have a trust in our natural senses? We trust in our own guidance again? This journey was always going to end, Virgo. Because your goal was to be able to guide yourself, not have the people around you do it for you. Exactly, Virgo. Whatever is spilling, whatever is a part of that past that we are now mourning and letting go of, it's because you're ready to do it yourself. You don't have to rely on family. You don't have to rely on friends. You should have the faith that, like, what you think, how you should have the faith in yourself to be able to go and make your life happen with just the guidance of what's in here alone. Because we won't always have access to our iPads and iPhones to tell us what to think about and what's up next. Just like a child doesn't necessarily know what full moon is giving them what, you know? Right? It doesn't know, like, you don't have to be. There's something natural. You are a human being that was made in the image of the universe, Virgo. So the reason God is breaking this up for you, the reason God is telling you it's time, is because it's about to be offered to you, the Ace of Pentacles, that you can guide yourself through. You won't need other people. You won't need social media. You won't need the mainstream. You won't need anybody to tell Virgo how to guide Virgo anymore. And I know more than anything, more than these earthly attachments you had to, again, family, friends, community, lovers, work, relationships, all of these things, you wanted to feel free. You wanted to heal that inner child's wound. And Virgo, I believe this full moon has done just that for you. Whatever it's removing, whatever it's illuminating, whatever it's providing you, it's because you've earned it. It's time for you to harvest the life where you can walk around again and feel comfortable in your skin. Without the limitations, without the negativity. Because Spirit is asking Virgo one question. What world do you want to create now that you're whole again? Now that you don't need anything else to guide you but yourself. It's your world. And I know for some Virgos, you may be mourning the loss of your empire, new beginnings, all of this, your faith structures. A lot of old structures may be going right now because what's crowning your energy is the Five of Cups. But anything that you're losing right now is not the end story, as hard as that may be believed, because I get it. Some people have kids with people that aren't even the end for them, right? It can be real third dimensional things that are felt. I'm not going to act like those cups spilling are easy. But Virgo, it's because all those possessions, all those things that tether you to the world around you, that you won't need them for where you're going. You won't. And I hope you love the journey of growth, because that's what you get to keep in your heart forever. How those people, those places, those things, those environments grew you. That is what Virgo is walking away with. That is, once the chapter is closed, Virgo leaves knowing that I grew and I can account for my growth. That was the most important part. The most important part is that you knew that there was growth God asked you to do, and at least those things were put in your life karmically to make sure you did that. They were never permanent. This was never the end. In fact, Virgos everywhere, you're about to start a very childlike new beginning. You are. This moon has prepared you, Virgo, to guide yourself with the clarity of your own truth. Because I think no matter what calamity, what heart emotions that you have felt, all of it was purging up and out of you, Virgo, so that you could really rely on you to guide yourself through every phase of life. First, to be able to check in with yourself first. It's so beautiful. And you're at the King of Swords now. You are, Virgo. You got my card. Oh, Virgo, this is so emotional for me. Oh, Virgo. Yes. Outside of us, Virgo, is the Death card. And it was time. You expected this. We expected the death of this. This isn't something that's ending that you didn't have indication of. This is transforming. And I think it was because perhaps Virgo entered into life knowing what wounding it had and knowing how it stunted their growth. And I think Virgo was asked, I think you were guided to find those people, those partners, those places. I think you were guided to find those people because God knew they would give you the growth you needed. No, they're not your end all be all. Probably not. But you can't get from this to that without this very pivotal step, without those partners that really opened our eyes to what we need to work on, without those children, or without those jobs, or without that education, or without that environment, or without that tragedy that showed you exactly what you needed to grow within, Virgo. Without that is Spirit telling you that was the whole point of it. And, we have to, as we continue to ascend as a planet, get lighter in our vibration. We do. We have to get untethered to a lot of things because everything is temporary, right? We have to attach to those non-tangible ideals, those intangible ideals. that really govern all of us, right? Your spiritual maintenance is so important because that lives on and can't be killed, can't be destroyed. But I feel like Virgo has anticipated this death. And I believe you have made your preparations and you have embraced death at this time. Because I think your fear, used to be attracting something. I think this used to be your greatest fear. I think Virgo is facing their greatest fear. I mean, I know with this channel, I had to face my greatest fear, which was working on me, dealing with the shit that was there. But I needed to prove to myself that I would pour into me just as much as I would pour into something else. No, I don't have to be a tarot card reader forever. I love the skill, it's a beautiful art, but I don't have to do this forever. Because there's a sense of natural timing, natural guidance, physical guidance that doesn't, because even these cards aren't always going to be with me. I can't be at work popping out fucking cards trying to figure out how to guide what to do. I got to be able to trust again. Because I get that Virgo had been so anxious and so scared for so long about their ability to show up in the natural world as they were. And again, I feel like this growth card has this little child, because I think it's an inner child wound. Whatever wounding you received as a child, Spirit knew exactly how to get you the growth you needed that was stunted here. When people weren't looking after you, when people didn't care what was happening to you. Because I just get that the biggest thing that you feared was having to go back and face that stuff. And admit that those are the root of all your chronic irrational fears. That is the root of all of your issues. That is the root of why, you've hidden from the world, Virgo. Let's look at your beautiful outcome. This is so crazy. Oh my God. Virgo. Oh my God. Virgo. You want to know why you're coming out of hermit mode? Do you want to know why the Spirit is pushing you back into the real world again? No more. This is my little hermit mode. But I can't be in hermit mode forever. Just like you, Virgo, you can't be in hermit mode forever. Because your partner is out there and they're ready to offer to you. You're ready for them now. You have grown enough to come into union with that partner now. The one that was always really meant for you. Not the partnerships you went into when you were learning to grow. The partnership that's ready because your cup is full. Because Virgo, I believe your cup is full now. Because my cup is full now. And you knew you were wounded, but you couldn't stay here for long. Wounds don't last forever. And I get it, Virgo. It's so hard when we identify ourselves by like our wounding. Like we've only known ourselves with the pain and the trauma. But this Aries full moon blasted it out. Like whatever they did to you as a child that you've built your whole life off of. Trying to protect and make sure that you never get hurt like that again. This is like an overcooked hermit mode. Babe, I want Virgos to step outside, take some fresh air, and see who is waiting for you. Because I see a Virgo collective that is waiting to come alive, that doesn't put fear or, safety or anxiety before their feeling space, the thing that just makes them overflow, let their waters overflow. This is partnership for you, Virgo, that makes you feel alive, that you don't even have to have a script for. You don't got to have a Bible for to figure out how to work this person, how to connect to this person. These are jobs coming into you, Virgo, again, that you don't have to have a script for. As you are, you can figure it out. You don't need nothing. You don't need guidance outside of yourself. This is community. These are friends and partnerships that actually reflect you, that actually have things in common with you. Not just people who can protect you and keep you safe. Virgo, this forcing out of hermit mode indefinitely means you're ready to live. And I am so grateful that the last recorded message that I have to give on this channel before I'm ready to get pushed out of my hermit mode, because I can't do this forever. I just feel like I have to say that to Virgo, we can't stay in here. I know it's comfortable here. I know it's nice here. But my goal with this channel for anyone who views it is that eventually, like, you don't need to keep circling back on the video. Like, you get your life back. I'm here for everyone's hermit mode. I that's what Virgo St. Northern is about. Is I'm here for your hermit mode. I had to go into hermit too. But I do want my audience and anyone who listens to know that I did go back out of the hermit mode, because I had this waiting for me. You know, I have real love in my life that I'm ready now, that I know I can't, they need me. They need us to go forward. They need our love story to keep being written. And I want and pray for that, because I know you were worried about the temper. I know you were fearful of going into that pain, going into that trauma, dealing with the trauma that's in front of you, you know, dealing with the toxicity that's in front of you, dealing with the issues that are in front of you that we've caused because we've been stunted for so long at an emotional level, at a maturity level. We've been so stunted for so long, Virgo. And we were learning to just function, right? We were just learning to like operate. And I think we were scared to come back and to rebalance our waters. But God was only forcing you to do it because this is waiting for you. Outside of this room, outside of this fucking square, outside of this YouTube channel, dude, my life is waiting for me. And I am so fucking grateful I took the time, because your dreams, you make them happen. They are waiting for you to create them, straight up. So you haven't, like, taking the time you need to grow is never a problem. You can come back here a million more times in your life if you have to. But just know that the idea is that we heal so that we can go out and function at full capacity. That was always going to be the goal, Virgo. And I am so proud of you, because without feeling like we need to get into the minutia of how it's changing for you, you know. I think there's so much heads up about this death and rebirth energy, that the things that were in your life that you clung to help you heal have helped you heal now. And now there's no excuse. You don't need them because you don't have anything in common with them anymore. Like, I can't just stay in the back room anymore because I'm not wounded anymore. You know, I'm not struggling anymore. I my love for myself is astronomical in ways that I didn't even think were possible. And I have these back rooms to thank for that, you know, these quiet corners to thank for that. But the rest of my life can't happen if I'm stuck in here, if I'm left in here without new energy. You know, it's okay that you built this room around you to stay safe, this cocoon to stay safe. But now know that this Aries full moon is going to break it all up, because you don't need something to keep you safe anymore, Virgo. You need to go get that partnership. You need to go get the real love. You need to go get that equal give and take. And I'm just so proud of you, Virgo. I am so proud of you, because you're about to branch out in a way that you had no idea, because you're not hermiting anymore. You're not just trying to break through it anymore. And I'm just so proud of you for honoring that. And I'm so proud of you for acknowledging that you did what you needed to do to get away from danger. And we all understand that. No one will judge you for the decisions you had to make, even if they weren't the most authentic. You were dealing with safety. You were dealing with a wound that no one was going to help you out of. So you did what you had to do to get yourself to safety. And in love and light, you will mourn, you will heal, you will move past what is moving away from you now, what is no longer for you anymore. Because you owe it to the people that helped heal you to let them go live free lives. You get what I'm saying? You owe it to the institutions that invested in you, or the things that helped prop you up, to go out there again and be who you were originally designed to be before any of the wounding. And I just, like I said, thank you for everyone who's been a part of this journey all the way through. Thank you for anyone who comes and finds this years later. Thank you for anyone who this helps. But Virgo, this full moon will change your life forever, because you won't have the same life anymore. Because Virgo, you were building your life as a hermit, but you are meant to shine your light out in the world. And you don't have to be inside your own darkness anymore, because you've healed. You really have, and you truly have grown. And it's time to test out these new sea legs. It's time to get your kicks on Route 66. It's time to head out. And I'm excited, because there are so many Virgos that I know are ready to come out of the comfort zone that they feel, which is I always know how to just take care of myself and just putting safety first and reducing anxiety first. But there's no more, all of that's been blasted out. There's no more stimuli to make you anxious. There's just you needing to be fearless and needing to be ready, King of Swords, to face your world. And this is the best and final zodiac sign that I'll be doing, because my life changes now too. That's what I expect. And I'm really grateful for this archive. I'm really grateful for this channel. I'm really grateful that I've recorded myself into history and that people have me. But I'm even more excited for what's waiting for the healed version of me to come out of my shell, to come out of my comfort and my safety and my healing era, because they can't wait to experience the new you, Virgo. They really can't. So congratulations on an astronomical amount of growth. I mean, Virgo's being forced into more growth than anyone, but your old life doesn't even fit you anymore, and you know that, because you've changed, and that's a good thing. And I thank everyone for following me on this channel, and I'm really glad to be finally finished. So blessings. I know I have reached my promised land, and I know you have too as well, Virgo. Thank you so much for listening to me at all, ever. You didn't have to, and I hope you just hear the divine every time you check in with this space. But there's no need to have to subscribe or have to follow or have to keep up, because this archive is done, and if it brings you joy, stay here, enjoy yourself. But and maybe leave thoughts on how you've grown through the things that you got to reflect on while you were in this space. But there's nothing but love for the final Virgo North Node message and the final message on this channel in this way. So thank you, and I'm excited for new life and new beginnings. Be blessed, and happy full moon in Aries, Virgo.